A Million Little Things returned for the second half of Season 4 on February 23. HL got exclusive scoop from the EPs about Maggie's feelings for Gary and Cam, Katherine's new love, and more. The February 23 episode of A Million Little Things picked up right where we left off. Gary and Maggie went on their road trip to Albany but quickly found themselves back in Boston, where Maggie went on the air and thanked a very special man in her life. So which man was Maggie talking about? HollywoodLife spoke exclusively with DJ Nash and Terrence Coley about that pivotal moment and more. I think that what's really interesting about that moment is that Maggie says, "I want to thank somebody who I love very much, and who was with me today in a very special way." Both of those guys did that, so I think it's intentional that we don't know exactly who she's talking about, whether she's talking about Cam, who's amazing, and Gary, who was amazing today and really there for her in a special way. We'll have to see, Terrence told HollywoodLife. From the look on Gary's face, it appears he thinks Maggie was talking about him on the radio. For sure. I think there's a part of him that hopes she's talking about him but fears she's talking about Cam, DJ noted. I mean, earlier in that episode, he heard her say "I love you" to Cam, and that's where their friendship is. That's how far they've come, where Maggie can learn that Gary wants to have a baby with Darcy, and Gary can hear that Maggie is in love with another man. They care enough about each other as friends that it can bear the weight of that. Cam was understanding of Maggie going to Boston with Gary. He later left his hockey game to be there for her. Given Maggie and Gary's history, should Cam be worried? Cam's a guy who's perfect on paper, DJ said. I mean, he is so desirable that Gary has a poster of him on his wall, you know? So you have this guy who everyone would love and everyone should love, and Maggie does love. Is this connection that Gary and Maggie have that started over the most horrific thing that happened to both of them stronger than that? Or is it so strong that all one wants for the other is for them just to be truly happy, whether that means being with them or not? And that is what we are going to be watching in the second half of the series as a season. While Maggie and Gary were on their brief road trip, Katherine reconnected with a childhood friend named Greta. By the end of the episode, Katherine and Greta were hooking up. The EPs teased whether or not this could be the beginning of a long-term romance for Katherine. That is exactly what Katherine's wondering, right? That's exactly the journey, DJ told HollywoodLife. I mean, it seems like Katherine, the friend group, and the fans have wanted Katherine's happiness for a long time now. So is this finally coming to our show? It seems like with Cameron Esposito playing Greta so beautifully, that could just be what's happening. Terrence followed with, and what I love about this relationship between the two of them is they have 20 years of history between them. They knew each other when they were just really little kids. I think we said like junior high age. The really interesting thing there is that Greta can remind Katherine of who she used to be, and also who she wanted to be at that age. At this really key moment of Katherine's life, she's finding she's almost getting a do-over to rediscover who she is going to be in her professional life, her love life, and her family life. She has this really important confidant and friendship in Greta, who can remind her about the best parts of herself. Rome and Eddie also shared a poignant bonding moment in the episode. Both of them were just what the other needed. In one of the show's most memorable and emotional scenes, Rome encourages Eddie to try swimming for the first time since his accident after Eddie got Rome out of the house. The male friendships are one of the most important hallmarks of our show, so having a chance to really lean into an Eddie and Rome story in this episode was something we knew we had to do, Terrence said. The way that they sort of meet each other in this space, where Eddie's figuring out who he's going to be in this next chapter of his life where he's in the chair, and Rome figuring out who he's going to be now that he realizes that his depression is something that is never truly going to go away. It'll go away from time to time, and it'll come back. It's something he's always going to have to live with. I think Eddie is the perfect person in his life right now to speak to what that feels like. DJ added, I think we have seen Eddie, despite what happened to him, or maybe because of what happened to him, be the best version of himself that he's ever been. The true grit that both of these people have shown in the face of the adversity and the challenges that have been put on them is really amazing. A Million Little Things Season 4 airs Wednesdays on ABC.